This is the Theta Network 1 month overview reading for the month of December 2024. It's currently November 30th, 2024, 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Theta Network at the time of this reading, $2.29. That's USD. The shuffle video for the December Theta reading was created on October 15th, 2024 at 3:14 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're lucky enough to be watching this video before Black Friday, the Black Friday deals are already running. You don't have to wait till Black Friday. These are the best deals we've ever offered by a landslide, my friends. Everything's cut in half or more just about. The Black Friday deal ends on Cyber Monday. In this video, we're going to cover the overall trend direction for the month, as well as any important chart events that take place throughout the month. We're also going to cover the week-by-week chart behavior, timing of the peaks and troughs. Then we're going to get into a review of the previous month's reading to give you an idea of what our accuracy really is like. And we're going to give you one of the best trades that we see for the month. The timing, for the most part, is going to be on point to the day, but there will be some cases where the sequence of events, as outlined in the prediction, will remain accurate, but the day might be off plus or minus a day of wiggle room here or there. In other readings, you won't need to plus or minus wiggle room at all. Point being is that you want to follow the sequence of events as outlined by the prediction. When trading this information, you don't want to use price levels as your entry and exits. This is very important. You want to make sure that you're trading with entry and exits based on chart behavior and general timing, but look for the chart behavior. All of that in this video. Stay tuned to watch the review at the end. The overall theme and behavior for Theta in the month of December, we have a pretty mixed month. Queen of Cups and the Queen of Cups crossed with the Chariot. So that's a sideways S formation within a channel. On the scale of like a 1 month theme card or like a 1 year, you would say it's probably going to be like slightly to the downside kind of trend rather than horizontal, like it might be on a 1 day chart. And then it's crossed with it's at least one sideways fluctuating rally preceding a notable decline. What I'm finding, guys, when I'm reviewing all of the readings, what I'm finding is that the ruins are becoming a lot more important in timing. The cards are more like pattern recognition, but it's the ruins that are really becoming the crucial portion for determining timing. So like what I'm seeing here is overall ending to the downside, it looks like, for the month. So we've got this peak at the beginning of the month. There's a sharp drop mid-month into lows towards the end of the month, and probably those lows are going to be at an important technical price level on a multi-day scale. Behavior around the high side, we have sideways rotation at key supports level. So we establish support on a multi-day scale at the high, and we should see sideways rotation. Usually it's kind of like there's a little bit of a rise off of the support that we're rotating along, and then we come back down and continue rotating sideways along it. Behavior around the lowest low for the month, we have a disappointing failed attempt to break through key resistance followed by a decline through key support, again on a multi-day scale. Basically anything that I talk about in this reading is going to be on a multi-day scale unless otherwise specified. What's important about that failed attempt to break through key resistance, usually what happens is there's falsely established support just prior to it. Like we fail to break through resistance, we then falsely establish support, and then it looks like we're going to come back and actually break out through that resistance. Instead, we turn around and we decline through the falsely established support. That's almost always what happens. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. And we do that by following through on the rule of karma, which is a threefold agreement between the universe and anybody utilizing this information for personal gain. There's nothing wrong with utilizing this for personal gain as long as you're simultaneously helping other people to use this. So let's make sure that we follow through on the rule of karma. And the way that we do that, we go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, click on resources, and then 5% of any profits from information in this channel should be donated forward to a charity. And you can utilize one of these links right here. It's super easy. Just click and donate. Or if you've got a charity of your choosing, that's cool too. Just make sure you pay it forward. That keeps the flow of abundance going through the universe, and it effectively transmutes competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. Imagine if everybody was doing that, how much better the world would be. And then 5% of the profit should be donated forward to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use this app Wise, it's very reliable, or you can use crypto. If you click on the crypto tab, you've got all of these different QR codes. You can donate in a bunch of different cryptos. Really great way to help out the channel. It's the right thing to do. It keeps it interesting, especially because I don't get to trade that often because it takes so much time just to do this information. So this keeps it interesting. It's a way to say thank you. All of that leaves you with 90%, way more than a stockbroker would leave you with. Make sure to spend that money out of love. That's the third fold of the threefold agreement, the rule of karma. As long as you follow those rules, the universe considers you an angel investor of the channel. It's going to set it back to tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. Now, I'm going to give you the day-by-day sequence of chart events so that you have an outline of what the overall chart behavior will be. But remember, guys, on these 1 month, especially with the cryptos, a lot of time you need to give it plus or minus 1 or even 2 days of wiggle room on the timing. It's not all the time. Sometimes. It's a sequence of events that's most important to follow. On the first, there's a significant trade opportunity on the first, and we have like an unexpected move to the upside. So usually that'll start out of a decline, not always. But it's like usually when we expect to go lower, we move higher, and then move higher continues on the second. It looks like there'll be temptation to chase a rally. It's the end of the day. I'm advised not to chase that rally. It's like we probably break through resistance momentarily, and it looks like you want to chase that, but don't, because we come back down that resistance, we turn around, we decline pretty notably on the third, increasing with momentum moving forward into a prominent trough on a 1 month scale. So we go from a prominent peak on the second into a prominent trough. Again, out of that decline, increasing with momentum moving forward into prominent trough on the third. Another big move pushing the upper end of a range higher, taking us to an overbought peak, probably towards the end of the day on the fourth. And then there should be a decline through multiple support levels off that overbought peak into another prominent trough on a 1 month scale around the cusp of the 4th, 5th. A lot of price change and volatility on the 5th. Looks like there's a resistance level highlighted there on a multi-day scale that will decline from and then return to at some point. We rally into an important peak. On a 1-month scale towards the beginning of the day on the 6th. It'll be like a new high after making lows for a little bit, it looks like. Usually that's what it is. It could be an all-time high in this case, but that would be very, very surprising. And so we break up through resistance. We stay above it briefly, break back down through it shortly thereafter. And that decline takes us into another permanent trough on a 1-month scale taking place around the cusp of the 6th, 7th, out of which we have a big move to the upside. Really, this will stand out like a gap up or a huge shoot to the upside into key resistance, and then we should turn around and decline back down probably somewhere around the 8th. There's a prominent peak on the 8th. And an intentional fake out or shakeout, some sort of tricky chart behavior intended to make us do the wrong thing. So be really careful on the 8th. Period of volatility on the 9th that ends with a fast sudden move higher, taking us into a peak on the 10th that we break out through key resistance. We stay above it briefly, break back down through it shortly thereafter with a full retracement. There's a unicursal hexagram there as well. It could be indicating a sharp drop commencing off of that peak on the 10th, but more likely in this case, it looks like it could be marking off an important price level that we break down through in the next multi-day decline. Hard to say at this juncture. On the 11th, we have sideways rotation. We have sideways rotation on key support. On the 12th, probably more sideways rotation. Actually, in this case, it's probably some sort of tricky chart behavior with a prominent peak towards the mid to later part of the day there on the 12th. Advice to be very cautious there, not to do the wrong thing or make the impulsive decisions. We declined from that peak towards the end of the day on the 12th, pretty notably through the 13th into a prominent trough at the end of the day. Decline ends fast sudden move higher somewhere around the 13th or the 14th, probably on the cusp. And then there's a lot of price change on the 15th. Mixed behavior, but there's a lot of price change and an important level highlighted on a multi-day scale there on the 15th. On the 16th, we have 3 pokes through the same trend line followed by a sharp drop off of that third poke. It's hard to place this prominent move higher, full retracement, somewhere between the 16th and the 17th. But there's a prominent peak towards the end of the day on the 17th. It may be after a notable drop. And there's a prominent peak on a 1-month scale there. We do bullish behavior on the 18th, bumping along resistance sideways, probably breaking through at some point. But that'll likely be after retracement to the downside. And then we have 3 crisscrosses through the same price level on the 19th. Usually the third cross is to the upside, confirming a bullish trend. And then we have an important range on a multi-day scale highlighted on the 20th. We attempt to establish support on the 21st. There's a prominent peak there on the 21st as well. And then a notable move to the upside on the 22nd, followed by a decline early in the day on the 23rd that turns into a notable rally, taking us to another prominent peak midday on the another prominent peak on the cusp of the 23rd, 24th. Another prominent peak towards the end of the day on the 24th, and from that we probably decline pretty notably, one of the larger declines throughout the month. A notable reversal on the 25th, a pop and drop on the 26th out of an important trough on a 1-month scale, and then we've got the Magus card there on the 27th indicating optimal trade opportunity there. Overall mixed day. Yeah, and it looks like it probably starts out bullish and then turns bearish, taking us into a prominent trough on the 28th, out of which towards the end of the day there's a lot of price change to the upside. On the 29th, we have a rally that offers opportunity to, as long as they're open up shorts, I'll talk about it in more detail likely in the access version. On the 30th, we have a breakout on a multi-day scale, and then on the 31st, we have a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance and another resistance before pulling back to somewhere between those 2 price levels. The sneak preview for January, a failed attempt to break through key resistance on a 1-year chart scale, followed by a decline through key support on a 1-year. Now, I'm going to give you one of the best trades that I see for the month of December, but before I do that, let's take a look and see how we did. Well, we had lowest lows here at the very beginning of the month. I said early on in the month that these lowest low indicators are probably just going to be prominent troughs on a rally higher, and that's exactly what happened. And we had the end of a decline marked by a fast sudden move higher, right? On a multi-day or 1-year chart scale, end of a decline marked by a fast sudden move higher. Pretty solid reading. And then we have higher price levels in December, and the sneak preview card is actually the high. Talk about a strong cross-reading congruency. Anyways, this is pretty solid, guys. So if you were following these trades, likely you got into a long position on the 6th, pretty solid, and you likely held that long position. If you're wise, you held it all the way until the end of the month for a pretty solid gain, guys. I mean, we were below $1 at one point, over $2.30 now, with higher to go yet still. Okay, guys, so really this information should only be for entertainment purposes, to prove to you guys that this extrasensory perception can be used practically in the real world. If you're actually are trying to trade this, you really should be only doing so with access to the live Discord trade alerts and live updated trading view charts, part of the monthly access subscription. I'll show you how to get that at the end of the video. But if you insist on trying to trade without those services, really risky, even though we're right most of the time. I'm going to give you an entry and an exit, and then chart behavior leading into the entry. It's important to remember that if the chart behavior leading into the entry does not transpire as we predict, it's an indication that this is a failed trade. You should only enter into it if the chart behavior leading into the entry goes according to plan. So this is a pretty cool trade. We've got this move to the upside, probably out of an early decline on the first, a notable move to the upside, continuing into a peak. Entries there on the second, and this would be for a short position, to open up a short position at the end of the day at a peak on the second. So what we're looking for is an early decline on the first, turning into a notable move higher. Move higher continues. into the second with the highest high thus far there. We probably break through key resistance momentarily, tempting us to chase the rally, and then we turn around and we decline back down. So when we break through that resistance on a multi-day scale at a highest high for the month thus far, that's where you would enter into the short, close the short likely mid to late in the day on the 3rd. You don't want to wait too long because there's a pretty big move out of that trough to the upside. All right, that's one of the best trades that I see for the month. To get the remaining trades, as well as the timing of the highest highs and the lowest lows, and those Discord trade alerts, live updated trading view charts, all that stuff, I'm going to show you how to get that in just a moment. Blessings to all my angel investors. You know where to go, you know what to do. I will see you guys on the next one. And if you're lucky enough to be watching this before the end of Cyber Monday, we have the craziest discount deals for Black Friday weekend that we've ever had, guys. Do not miss out on these. We also have one opportunity as an ultimate access pass. This is a one-time pass, or one person can get this, not only one person once. This gives you lifetime access to all subscriptions. You never have to pay a subscription fee again. We have 3 people who have done this since we've been in business. All of them still today are using them, not paying for anything. Well, not paying for any subscriptions, to be clear. Much appreciation to you. It's kind of like an honorable thing. So that ultimate access is up just for a limited time, the Black Friday weekend. So this will be gone. This opportunity will be gone as soon as somebody pulls it, one person pulls the trigger, or the end of Cyber Monday. Either way. So don't miss out on those opportunities, my friends. 2025 is when we blow up. All right, so the way that you get the monthly access subscription, you go to our website, terrafortraders.com, hover over order now, click on subscriptions. You want the monthly access subscription. Monthly access subscription gets you the paid version of all of these crypto and ticker symbols. That's with predictions by day by day chart behavior, as well as timing the highs and the lows and all the best trades, all that stuff, and the Discord trade alerts and trading view chart for these specific tickers. All of that is part of the monthly access subscription. Right now, $350 through that Black Friday. So this is normally $300, guys. Right now, if you're upgrading from early access, you can get it for $160 a month. If you're a new customer, you've never subscribed before, then you can get it for $200 a month instead of $300. So don't miss out on that, guys. And then total access is only $350 instead of $500. Check these deals out before they're gone. And much love and appreciation to everybody doing that. You guys are really giving us a kick-ass bang to the end of the year. Thankful for that.